what's up and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be continuing the top 10 series. Most of you love it and I get it because it just narrows down your choices. When I look at any beauty website or even like go to a beauty store, I'm just confused because I'm drowned in so many new brands that are coming up now. So over the past few years, I have liked certain products and that's why I'm doing these top 10 series because it'll help you like shop, and if you trust my choices, then this video is for you. Now, instead of doing top 10 bronzers and top 10 blushes, I did top 5 bronzers and top 5 blushes because, I just don't want you to get confused. Now, top 10 bronzers could just be too many. So that is why I simplified it for you, and yeah, we're gonna discuss and talk about my favorite blushes and bronzers. So without further ado, let's quickly jump into the video. Alright, so I'm gonna begin with bronzers and they're split into drugstore and high-end, okay? So I simplified it even further for you. So I'm gonna begin with drugstore first, and my number one favorite drugstore bronzer at the moment has to be from L'Oreal. Okay, this is the one right here. Now, I have 2 bronzers from L'Oreal. I just could not pick. They're just so good. So I'm considering this as one. I'm cheating a little bit, but it's under the same brand, yeah. So that's why whatever you pick, they're both fantastic. So the first one is this one right here. This is like very old, like you can see. It's the Glam Bronze in Harmonie Brunes. Okay, it's got a powder at the end of it. It's not a highlight, it's like a regular compact powder, but it's not very useful. I genuinely don't use that side of the palette. And then it is this one, which is the star of this entire product. It is so good. I've been using this for years. If you've seen my tutorials, you know that this is a great bronzer. Again, the L'Oreal bronzers like together has a blend of like the perfect tones. It's not too cool and it's not too warm. Sometimes that can happen, and it can look also really muddy and gray if it's not the right tone. And these bronzers together, they have just the perfect undertone, and it's going to help you contour as well as bronze at the same time. Now, what is the difference between contour and bronze? Really quickly, contour is when you want to sort of slim your face, like okay, if you have a chubby face and if you want to slim it out, you want to create shadows, and that's why you use sort of a cool tone bronzer which will cast a shadow and it will give you an appearance of a slimmer face. That is contouring. So you contour your nose and make it slimmer, you contour your cheek and make it narrower. And bronzing is when you want to warm up your face. So it's more like a sun-kissed, sunburnt effect. Okay, when you sit on the beach for a very long time, you get this sort of brownish red burnt effect. That's what a bronzer is. Okay, it just gives you like this really chocolatey, beautiful bronze effect. I prefer products that have both like perfectly mixed together in them so that I don't have to carry 2 products. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. Do not even think about it. It's beautiful. And then I have this one again from L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Back to Bronze Gentle Matte Bronzing Powder. And this is in the shade Sunkiss 02. Okay, and even this has such a beautiful undertone. Like, it is the perfect undertone. And it's going to suit light to medium skin tones. Okay, this is not for deeper skin tones. They might have other shades in it. I'll just check that out, but definitely see if they have deeper shades. This is going to be amazing for you. So these 2 are bronzers that are my number one when it comes to the drugstore. I think it is so worth it and has so much value for money because I've been using this for so long and it's not hit pan yet, and I feel like there's so much more to go, which is great, right? You can use powder products for a very long time. So yeah, this is my absolute number one favorite. Alright, so my second favorite drugstore bronzer is this one right here. This is the Sugar Contour de Force palette in 02 Vivid Victory. Now, I don't have just the bronzer, so I have this entire palette, which I think is firstly beautiful. Love the blush, highlight and bronzer, but I just looked it up and you do get a matte bronzer separately in a small little container. So that's great. That's a little inexpensive, but I feel like this palette all in all is amazing if you just want to get it for all 3. But this bronzer is so beautiful. Again, it's got a like warmer undertone, and this is what I've used on my face right now. Okay, so I have contoured and I'm happy with the contour on the bronze. I feel like it looks so chocolatey and beautiful, and I feel nice as well. I feel really nice and sun-kissed. So I absolutely adore this undertone as well. So yeah, highly recommend this entire palette to you guys. I feel like this is the palette you can take wherever you want to go, because it's got everything you need. They do have shades in this. This is 02 Vivid Victory. I'm sure they have 2 or 3 shades, so definitely check this one out. It is so worth it. I feel like I'm breezing through this video because every bronzer and every product I chose is just fabulous. Okay, so that is all I have for my drugstore bronzers. I looked into my drawer and those 2 were my favorite. Now we're moving on to my 3 top high-end bronzers, and of course I cannot go without mentioning this bronzer. It's my #1 favorite high-end bronzer. Can anyone guess? It's square. This is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. What a classic bronzer, you guys. Like, if you have this, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you just know. It's beautiful. It comes with a mirror, and it's got also a brush, which, by the way, do not throw. Like, usually we throw brushes like this, but this is finally a brush they got right. And I've already hit pan on this because this bronzer, darling, this bronzer, it's more so on. It's got a slightly cooler undertone, but you can also bronze with this. But the contouring on this, girl, is beautiful. The brush is really good, and it's highly pigmented, so you want to just tap once. Yeah, it can get really powdery if you don't know how to use this really well. And why I like this brush is because of the shape of it. Like, I go in and I just sculpt. You can literally take this brush when you're traveling and sculpt, and you can actually see a shadow here. It's got a cool, slightly cool toned undertone, and I think that is great for contouring. If you really want to contour your face and you're not messing around, this is the product to have. It's gonna contour everything that you want contoured, baby. So it's too good. And especially for the nose, you guys, you want to take the edge of this brush and you just want to go down like this. Oh my gosh, the sharpness of the contour is just brilliant. So perfect for travel, perfect bronzer. It's just a 10 on 10 for me because I just feel like it's so beautiful and I cannot stop using it. So highly recommend. If you get the chance to get the Benefit bronzer, do not even think, just jump to it. And I'm in the shade, I believe there are shades in this, but I think I'm light or something. They have a few shades in this. So okay, moving on to my next bronzer, we have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And when I say butter, I mean butter. Okay, butter. Girl, it smells beautiful. It smells like a pina colada in here. Okay, you know what pina colada is? Everybody under the age of 18, you probably know what pina colada is because I didn't. But this generation. But it smells like coconutty and so fresh and beautiful. Unlike any, like, you know, it's a Physicians Formula bronzer when you smell this. And I've hit pan and how, like, both of these bronzers are my go-to. This is on the lighter side. You have to really work on it. Like, I pick up a lot of product from here, but I like that. I'm not complaining. I really like it when I build on this. So it's gorgeous. I mean, I don't have to say more. And it's got a, I think it comes with something here. I don't know. I must have thrown it out, but it also has a mirror. So yeah, this is great. Slightly bulky, but I mean, it's great. It's brilliant. They've also got other shades in it, like warmer shades and cooler shades. So definitely check the shade. I'm light bronzer. I could go medium. I could go like a deeper shade, you know, because this is really, I have to work with it. So yeah, definitely check this out. You are not gonna regret it. It's slightly on the expensive side, but girl, we're here to get bronzed, okay? And when I tell you, you're going to love this one. Okay, my last and final bronzer, which is a high-end bronzer, has to be this one right here. This is oldie but a goodie. I am carrying this bronzer, I think, for over 5 years now. Don't judge, girl. I can't throw this out. Like, I just can't. And powder products don't get expired like super soon. Like, I think I can still use this, and I did today. I did a little bit on my temple area. I did use this. That's the warm that you see. Dude, this is the MAC bronzer. So good. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep. Now, I don't know if this is a bronzer or like, it has to be a bronzer only because they have a lot of compact in like deeper shades. But it's the Mineralized Skin Finish. I'll have it linked down below. And this is so beautiful. I've not hit pan and I don't know how because I used the crap out of this bronzer and it is so warm. Okay, this is not the kind of bronzer you can contour with. You can, but it's not gonna look really contoured, you know. This is gonna bronze you up like you're on a Hawaii beach, darling. Like, it is so warm and like gorgeous as compared to this one, which will give you a slightly cooler tone. Like, you can see the difference. I don't know if you can, but this is slightly on the matte side and this is like I can just think of a vacation when I see this bronzer. So yeah, if you're in a MAC store and if you're looking for a bronzer, girl, I'm sure they have many more type, but this is one of my favorite one to use, and it's not gonna let you down. It's so good. So yeah, I hope you guys invest in these bronzers because they are life-changing, and honestly, they're gonna give you value for your money. Any of these, even L'Oreal, even Sugar Cosmetics, all of this that I just mentioned right here is so worth every penny, because trust me, I've been using this for 5 years. Obviously not on the daily, but 5 years I've kept this and I still can use it. So you're going to be able to use this for more than a year. So I feel like if you invest in any one of these bronzers, it's going to give you your bang for your buck. It's gonna like pay for itself, and you're gonna enjoy the product when you're applying it. That's what's important. Okay, all right, so we're moving on to blushes now. Even in blushes, I have some high-end, some drugstore. So let's begin with my #1 favorite drugstore blush. Okay, so my #1 favorite blush has to be the Color blush range. Okay, like any color in this range is just beautiful. This is the Color Mattillusion Blush in Fallen Leaves. Girl, when I tell you, this is the most warm, beautiful coral peachy blush I've ever used. Like, it is beautiful. Any color. They have like lots of colors, which is great. They've got a pink, they've got a purpley undertone, so whatever. But Fallen Leaves, like in general amongst all, is my personal favorite. I do have other shades, but I keep running to this because it gives you that really beautiful peachy, like apricot feel. So yeah, this is my #1 favorite. No questions asked, just go for it. It's a MAC blush. Then we have another one right here. This is the Maybelline Fit Me blush. Girl, I love this range. Like, this Fit Me range in general is so like approachable, accessible, and just like good quality in general, that I'm so happy with this range. And this one in specific, like the rose and the wine shade is like beautiful. The rose is the more brighter, pinkier, youthful color, and wine is the more like deeper, sultry, like amazing color. This is what it is, and it's got that like plum mauve undertone. Yeah, mauve, not plum. So good, girls. It's affordable, it's like compact, you can travel with it. It is such a great purchase, and when it's on sale you get it even more cheaper, and I feel like this is so worth it, dude. And yeah, I mean, it's great. Any shade in this is just brilliant. Okay, then we have another drugstore blush right here, which is, can anybody guess? Da-da-da-da. Boom. This is the K-Beauty blush. This is very recently launched. It's the matte blush in Sugar Candy. I just picked up a random shade, to be honest with you, but they have like many shades. They've got purple, plum, nude. Like, it's just a beautiful color selection. So kudos and hats off to the K-Beauty team for choosing the colors, because they cater to a lot of people. You know, it's not just pinks. They've literally gone plum, nude, pink, coral. Like, I love that about K. And this is one of those very like poppy colors, and I think it's so beautiful. So yeah, highly recommend this blush to you guys. It is a little bit expensive than the Fit Me, of course. They've got a mirror as well, which is great, and it's just sleek and beautiful. So yes, for this, check their shade range out. It's gonna blow your mind. It's so good. I just picked up my whole blush collection from K-Beauty, and you can see when I'm telling you, they've got like this nude, absolute nude shade. Then they've got like plum. It's like deep plum shade. Like, look at this color. I've never seen a color like this in a blush, but you never know, you know. Then they've got mauve. They've got another dusty rose. It's just, I can't wait to use all this. They've got Coral Charm, which is really like that orange color, which is good for like a summer. And yeah, look at the variety. It's like really good. Alright guys, so those were my favorite drugstore blushes. They're so good. But now we're going to move on to the high-end blushes. I just have 2, and that completes my 5 blushes. So my #1 favorite in the high-end has to be the MAC blush range. Like, oh my god, what a classic blush range. And don't ask me for the shade, because they have got like a bajillion shades. Go to any MAC store and it'll drive you crazy. Like, I remember going to the MAC store when I was a kid and just losing my mind, because I'm like, you cannot have so many colors. Like, how can one possibly choose? Okay, so I've been like loving 2 colors. It's what I've had since forever. I have the shade Mocha right here, which is this one, and it is very pretty. It's got this very lavender undertone. This is the one. And my recent favorite MAC blush has to be this Cult. Like, everybody who has MAC blushes has this. It's Melba by MAC. Oh girl, when I tell you this blush tone is so beautiful. Like, I'm gonna apply one right now. I think it's what I'm wearing on my cheek right now actually. Oh man, it's so beautiful. It's one of those shades that's gonna flatter a lot of you because I feel like it just looks very fresh on the skin. Melba is a blush you should have. It's so pretty. I think for deeper skin tones, there are like deeper shades that I feel like you should look into in this range itself. But for my fair to medium to wheatish skin tone, I feel like you could try out blushes like these. The best part about this is that it's not too powdery. It's not too pigmented. The K-Beauty one is pigmented. If you dip your brush and you put it on, it's going to be like poof. So you have to be very careful when you play with a K-Beauty blush. When it comes to this, you can dig your brush in as much as you can. It's going to apply such a beautiful layer. You can keep adding on and seeing how much you like on your face. That's what I love about the MAC blushes, that you can control how much you can put on your face, and that's great. Okay guys, so you love a little English moment here, so that's why I got to bring it in every video. So I have one last high-end blush right here in my hands. And if you're an OG Marvica fan, you absolutely know that this blush has stolen my heart. And it has to be the Milani blush. Like this blush, this is the Baked Blush by Milani. What a blush. Now, if you're the kind of girl who has like really like beautiful skin, you know that age where your skin is just beautifully glass, this is your blush, because I feel like this will not be good on textured skin. It's not gonna, because it's got like a lot of shimmer in this. It's one of those illuminating blushes which, you know, it's gonna like really make you shine in a nice way. So if you have problematic skin, babes, stay away from this blush. Not gonna be your friend. Okay, so you can see this is in Berry Amore. My OGs out there, do you remember this blush? It's like completely like gone. Okay, the glass is also gone. But I keep this because it's so good and it's $1,000. And after I tried this, I bought 5 more of, I bought the whole range, I guess. And they're all really deep tan shades for deeper skin tones. This can also be a blush topper. So now I have a blush, the blush on. I'm gonna just swirl my blush in here. I also do this a lot sometimes, and it's like a blush topper. It's gonna give you like a nice shimmer out here, and it just like livens it up and puts a little, I've got too much blush on, but it puts a little shimmer onto your cheek, like you can see, like a little something. So yes, to this blush, and it's got some gorgeous tan shades. Luminoso also is a very, very famous shade in this range, and I feel like that's also going to look beautiful. It's a coral blush, but Berry Amore is like the perfect blush topper you would need. So okay, just went and got all my blush shades for you. Luminoso is right in there. This is Rose de Oro. That's the name, and I never use this because I realized it's like so tan. It's very good for deeper skin tones. Okay, this is very beautiful. Oh, girl, you gotta try it. Okay, this is Coralina in 08. This is also a very bright coral shade. It's one of those poppy shades that you would love. And this is, I don't know, I'll just put the whole range down. You see whichever you want. This is on the more like warmer tan side. It's just like so pretty. Alright guys, so that's all I have for you in today's video. Those were my top 5 bronzers and my top 5 blushes of this month. I don't know what will happen next month and what blush and bronzer I come across, but this is my current favorite. Trust me when I tell you, they're all kept in my front drawer right here. I just pull it out and I just reach out for it when I see it. That's how much I love all of the products I mentioned today, and I hope I simplified your purchase for you. And when I tell you, trust me when I tell you that you just buy one blush and one bronzer of any, okay, the Maybelline Fit Me, so you can buy many because very affordable. It will last you for such a long time. You don't have to have a bajillion shades of blush. No, darling. You just have to pick like 2 or 1 shade that you just adore and go ham on it, because it'll suit all your looks, okay? So yeah, those were my favorites. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I helped you in the blush bronzer category. So yeah, I'm going to be coming up with more top 10 series. So stay tuned, because next is, you know. So stay tuned. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.